Witches are always orphans, and they're always lonely. This is my spoiler-free review of the very secret society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandanna. It is set in modern-day UK, and the main character, Mika Moon, is one of 21 witches that meets on the third Thursday of every third month, which is what she calls the very secret society of witches. The leader of the group, Primrose, hates that name, which is part of why Mika keeps calling it that. This meeting every third month is the only time that they're actually allowed to meet and mingle with other witches. Magic gathers around witches and it wants to be used. I really like the magic system in this book. It's kind of cool, very gold and sparkly. Only the witches can see and use the magic, but it gathers around them. And the more witches that are together, the more magic that gathers. More power just trying to be used, more chance for accidents or for them to be discovered. One of the most dangerous things for witches is to be found out by the world. So witches are expected to stay away from other witches. No witch friends. They're also expected not to reveal who they are to their non-witch friends or even to family who doesn't know about them. This makes for a very lonely life. Always feeling different, always feeling excluded, and Mika is always having to hide who she really is. And it's a big responsibility because by hiding who she is, she's not just protecting herself, she's protecting all witches. But in this modern day age of social media and online presence, Mika decides to create a social media account where she posts videos pretending to be a witch. She's actually doing magic in them, but she is confident that the only magic that people will see is the magic of editing. No one's gonna know she's actually a witch doing real magic. Someone sees her videos, recognizes her for what she is, and asks her if she would like to come be the witch teacher for their 3 little girl witches. I say little girl. The oldest one is 10. I think they're 10, 8, and 7. This shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed to have 3 witches living together. Primrose, the leader of the society for their region, doesn't normally allow this. She separates young witches. Too much uncontrolled magic gathering. Primrose doesn't know about these 3. It also shouldn't be allowed for Mika to go teach them. That's 4 witches in the same place, even worse. But Mika is intrigued. How did they escape Primrose's notice? Why do they even need her? Obviously, all witches eventually learn about their power and learn how to control it, so why do they really need her? Also, the thought of going somewhere where people know about witches and she can be herself is kind of intriguing. Sounds refreshing. To just be able to openly be a witch sounds really nice. I did find the main reason for the plot to feel a little flimsy. The plot point being that the witch who adopted the 3 young witches is an archaeologist who travels. She's never home. Her solicitor is coming to get some papers that he needs for some reason, and the people at home who take care of the young girls are so afraid that when he comes, he's going to find out that they're witches, that they'll have a magical accident. Their biggest concern is that Edward is coming, and so Mika just thinks that her biggest thing she has to do is kind of control the wild magic that gathers around the girls, make sure no accidents happen, teach them to control their magic. That doesn't seem like a very strong thread to hang the plot on. Oh no, Edward is coming. Why can't they just go have a beach day that day or something? I don't know. Turns out I was right. Not that I guessed the real plot thread. I'm always bad at that. But the twist does explain why the thing that doesn't seem like a very solid plot point is a more solid plot point. So it makes sense later. So Mika discovers Nowhere House. Love that name, especially since it's kind of magically protected. So it's kind of like being nowhere because non-magical people can't find it. And Mika now has the opportunity to be understood and accepted and needed. But part of her journey through this story is that she's not sure if she can allow herself to be open to these people and allow herself to be loved. The other characters in the story, besides the 3 girls, are Ken, the gardener at Nowhere House, and his husband, the theatrical Ian, who I kept picturing as Ian McKellen. So if you pick up this book and you start picturing Ian McKellen in your brain as you're reading about him, you're welcome. Lucy is the mothery housekeeper, and of course, the librarian, the gruff and handsome Jamie. The story has some romance, some found family. The content is some language. They're very open about adult relationships, and there is a spicy scene, as they're being called nowadays. One of those bedroom scenes where you get to basically watch them and it's all described. I felt like the story didn't need it. You can either read it and enjoy it or skim past it and not lose anything from the story. I really like that Mika is a smart and competent witch. She's really good at what she does. I really enjoyed it. I read it in just a few days, which is fast for me. Tasha Suri said, a warm and witchy hug of a book. You know what? That perfectly describes it. Overall, very cute and enjoyable, and I hope this review was helpful. And I hope you come back for some more videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye! The House in the Cerulean Sea meets Mary Poppins.